It's week 6. The Texans host the Buffalo Bills, and all eyes are on number 4. Deshaun Watson takes the field for his 12th career start after a week of questions about his health. Watson hopes to lead the Texans to their 3rd straight win to get them to 500 this season. And coming off their best performance of the year, Houston's defense, led by J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, hope to wreak havoc on rookie quarterback Josh Allen. Who do the Texans need to step up today for a win? We'll get into the top stories. Plus, Drew Doherty has the surprise of a lifetime for a very dedicated Texans fan. All that, plus your fan questions. Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon, starts now. Welcome into Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. It's Battle Red Day. The Texans host the Buffalo Bills. It's week 6. Deshaun Watson is the big question heading into today's game. He is active after being limited all week with a chest injury and heading into today's game as questionable. We do expect Deshaun Watson to take the field today. He was listed with a chest injury. He'll be back. Also listed with a chest injury, Lamar Miller, but he'll be back for today's game. He missed last week. He was active, but he was back in practice, full go this week, so expect number 26 back in the game today. Also, the Texans defense are coming off their best performance of the year. They limited Ezekiel Elliott to just 54 yards last week. They hope to do the same with LaShawn McCoy coming off his best game, a season high, 24 carries for 85 yards, plus 23 yards receiving. They'll also face rookie quarterback Josh Allen and hope to make the day very, very uncomfortable for him. The Texas secondary has a lot of questions. Kayvon Webster was placed on IR this week. The Texans moved safety Mike Tyson up to the active roster. So what's going to happen at cornerback? The Texans have suffered a lot of injuries. They've lost Kevin Johnson, Aaron Colvin, and then Kayvon Webster last week in the secondary. Who's going to step up in that second cornerback spot? Will Kareem Jackson slide over from safety? We're going to find out. John Harris is actually going to get into our fan questions in a little bit. But first, Drew Doherty, inside the Texans tunnel, has the surprise of a lifetime for a very dedicated Texans fan. Drew.
All right, DP, we are here in the Blue Lot having a great time with our good friend Armando Seguera. Armando, you're a fan. There's lots of fans out here, but you're not just a normal fan, are you?
I think not. I mean, I'm the craziest fan, at least in Mexico, and I hope to be the craziest fan in the world of the Houston Texans.
We love it. We love it. Now, you've made a big trip with some friends here, haven't you?
Yeah, in fact, we are like a group, like a fan group of Somos Texans Mexico. It's a fan group of the Texans in Mexico City, Monterrey, and we have fans in other cities.
Okay, well, as you guys all know, DP, you know this, not all of you know this, this guy is one of my favorite fans. I mean, it's cool to be a Texans fan. I love Texans fan, but you go above and beyond. It was your birthday this week, so on behalf of the Houston Texans, we got you a little gift. It's not much. It's just a little gift. Would you open it for me, those? Let's put the flag down. Let's put the flag down just for a second so we can see what we got here. This is for you. Something tells me you're going to have a great year. I hope the day was a good one. But Armando, check this out. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's open it up. Yeah. Now, these aren't the real tickets, but you're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
no! What do you think, man? You got 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Houston Texans. Thank you very much. I can't talk. I can't talk right now. I can't. I just can't, but thank you very much. Thank you, Drew. You don't have an idea. And the Texans are going to be there.
That's right. We're going to do our best to make sure the Texans are playing it.
And they're going to win it. The Texans are going to win this Super Bowl. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we're going to kick it back inside you. I dare you to top that. We just gave away Super Bowl tickets to one of the best fans in the land. Let's hear it for Moscow!
Welcome back, Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. Armando's going to be getting those frequent flyer miles in, traveling to Atlanta this year. We saw Armando actually at the Greenbrier, too. He's a big fan, comes to all of our games from Mexico City. I don't think it could have happened to a more dedicated fan who's traveled the most.
Ironically, I met Moscow in Buffalo. The last time we played the Bills, I was going into the locker room, and Moscow is right there. He's like, John Harris. He's like screaming, John Harris, John Harris. And I'm like, what? I go over, and he flew from Musco City all the way up to Buffalo in December.
That's crazy.
That guy's the best. Congratulations, Moscow.
Congrats. It's Battle Red Day, Johnny. You're in your Battle Red.
I am. You got yours on?
I've got mine on as well. And the crowd's pumped here because number 4 is back on the field.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that's going to be probably the first question with these fan questions. So let's get to it. Quincy asks, is Deshaun Watson a full go today? Now, we know he's active. We know he's on the field. Full go, you expect nothing less, right, Johnny?
I would expect so. Now, we've seen teams throughout the last few weeks, even we did it last week with Lamar Miller. Suited him up, didn't play. Tennessee did that against us with Marcus Mariota. Suited up, only played emergency. But I get the feeling just watching throughout the week of practice, watching his play ramp up every day, like what he was able to do every day, I think he's going to be ready to go on Sunday.
All right, Yolanda says, will Lamar Miller start? Now, Lamar obviously was active last week. He's the one that you mentioned that didn't play last week. But we heard early on in the week that Lamar was going to play. So we'd imagine he'd be back to his full load of carries today, right, Johnny?
Yeah, as early as Monday, I think Bill O'Brien was asked about whether Lamar would be ready to go. And I think even on Monday at his press conference, he said that he would be ready to go. That if they needed him in an emergency Sunday night, they could have used him, but he didn't want to. And Alfred, I thought, had a really solid ball game. So you get Lamar Miller and you get Alfred Blue today. I think that's the one thing about injuries. It opens up opportunities for guys that maybe you weren't thinking about. I know a lot of fans, Alfred Blue, why is he still here? Well, Sunday night was why he's still here. Alfred Blue has taken his game up to a different level, and it's really helped out this offense.
I don't know if you watch KJack TV, but he made a very strong case for Blue TV. And so I don't know. Maybe that's something that we work on. Arlene says, do you expect the Texans to run the ball more today? Now, obviously, with Lamar Miller back and Watson dealing with what he's dealing with, a chest injury, do you think they're going to hand off the ball a little bit more, sort of protect him so he doesn't have to expose himself to unnecessary pressure from this Bills defense?
Maybe so, but keep in mind that sometimes quick screens, bubble screens, speed outs, those are just extensions of the running game. So in a way to run, a different way to run the ball is to throw it to Kiki in the slot, throw it out to hop on a quick screen, tunnel screen. Those are all just extensions of the run game. So I think they'll do some of those things in addition to probably running it traditionally a little bit more than maybe they did last week. But we'll see. I think the game, they've got to play this one from ahead. That's not a team you want to be trailing coming back from behind. You want them to chase you. So get out front, put a touchdown up on the board, and then make them chase you the rest of the day.
I mean, I don't know if we can make it a key to the game, but could we also not have another overtime game? I mean, we've aged like 15 years in the last 2 weeks.
Heart can't take it, man. This heart cannot take it. The fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter overtime, there was such swings the other day. It was, the throw to Kiki in overtime, and then the interception the next play, then a sack, and then a Hail Mary, and then they kick a field goal, or we stop them, get the ball, and then we get it back. It's just
every play, do or die, felt like a do or die situation.
60 minutes. Let's be done. Have it done.
All right, Jesse Anna says, who is the primary backup quarterback for the Texans? Obviously, Joe Webb and Brandon Weeden are both active today, but we would expect it to be Brandon Weeden, wouldn't we?
I would. I think if you've got specific packages in mind for Joe Webb, you might go to Joe for a little bit, but Brandon would be the primary backup.
All right, John says, who will start at cornerback today? Now, we talked about that a little bit early on in the show. They moved Mike Tyson up. Kayvon Webster goes on IR, but that really doesn't solve the problem of cornerback because you got Kevin Johnson still in IR with a concussion. Aaron Colvin is on the active roster dealing with the injury to his ankle, but you really only have J-Joe. So what happens to that second corner spot?
Well, Sharice Wright has done, I think, he's done yeoman's work over there. He's done a nice job, I think, of the other corner. So I think you'll probably see Sharice. I think in a pinch, you might see Kareem over there. But you don't want to move Kareem because Kareem has been so good playing at safety. You'd like to keep him at safety, but at that point, you want to keep him there. So from that perspective, I think Sharice will probably be the starter is my guess. And then at that point, probably stay in base against these guys a little bit more because they want to run the football. So I would imagine that allows you to use Kareem Jackson, Justin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu to rotate, and maybe it might mean you could put Kareem out at corner as well. And that might be why you brought Mike Tyson up. But the main reason you brought Mike Tyson up from practice squad is special teams. You got to get him down to special teams. He's good size, good length. He can run down special teams and make some plays, and we need to do that today. All
right, Johnny, it's a big game for the Texans. They hope to get to 500. They haven't won 3 straight since the end of the 2016 season. Do you remember those three?
I do. It started with Indianapolis, and then in Battle Red with Blue Bottoms, it was Jacksonville, and then the next week it was right here being the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a great memory, Johnny. I actually had to look that up. All right, final thoughts for today's game. What do the Texans need to do to lock up a win today against Buffalo?
Play from ahead, come out on a good start, goal-to-go situations. You got to be better than 1 out of 6. They scored 1 touchdown in 6 trips last time inside the 5-yard line. Got to score today. But the biggest thing is you got to play this one from ahead. That team gets ahead of you, it's as difficult as can be because they control the football. Their defense is very, very good, very physical, athletic, creates turnovers, flies around. A lot of names you'll know, but if you get them chasing a little bit and get them out of their discipline, that might help you. So you got to play this one from ahead. You do that, you got an opportunity to win this game.
Yeah, I was going to say protect the ball because this Bills defense, if they're known for anything, it's creating turnovers. So just protect the ball, don't turn it over, don't give them easy short field situations. All right, Johnny, that's going to do it for us. You can listen to John Harris on Sports Radio 610. You're on after the game as well, too. You're on during the game, after the game, John Harris. And check out HoustonTexans.com for all the coverage, for the highlight stories, press conferences, and more. That's going to do it for us for Texans Unlimited, presented by Verizon. Thanks for watching, and go Texans.